You're listening to the Championship Wrestling Podcast. And here's your host, Dustin Starr.
Welcome to the Championship Wrestling Podcast. Man, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday season. Thank you for joining me for the final podcast of 2020. And we're going out in style with today's special guest. Hello, everyone. I am Dustin Starr. Oops, sorry about that. Today's special guest is... All right, let me put this bad boy on silent. Might have to edit this out. All right, today's special guest... He had a stellar, absolute stellar performance on Saturday in the main event. Halston Boddy joins me in just a few moments. And what a show it was. Part one of our 2-week blockbuster spectacular was absolutely off the hook. We're going to recap Saturday's blockbuster, all the incredible twists and turns. Oh boy. And we're also going to tell you what's coming up for Championship Wrestling. But I can't wait to talk to Halston Boddy, the lethal accessory himself. He and Heather won the right to sanction a women's division championship in the biggest match in women's division history. But before we do that, sheesh, be sure to follow at CW30 Wrestling on all social channels. Plus, you can keep up with me at Dustin Starr.
Championship Wrestling is presented by Pro Shingle, a professional roofing company.
Let's run it back with the Championship Wrestling Rewind.
Saturday's show certainly ranks as one of the very best of the year. We are 91 episodes deep here in Memphis, and I'd say this one tops the list. We crowned a new heritage champion. Jack Banning has arrived. Howdy Price is still a snake in the grass, and Heather Monroe and Halston Boddy saved the women's division. I'm going to talk to Halston in just a moment, but first, let's take a look at the highlights. Last week on Championship Wrestling, it was part one of our blockbuster spectacular, and we crowned a new heritage champion thanks to the arrival of Jack Banning.
Oh my God. No. That's
Jack Banning.
Somebody's got a
psychopath in there. Get him out of the ring.
Levi Shapiro retained his United TV title, but he didn't do it alone.
Don't turn around, watch out. Duck. Oh no! The lariat.
1, 2, 3.
And it's all over. Get Dan Joseph some help. He gave it everything he has, and how could it have been enough? Nobody could have had enough to do what he did, an incredible effort.
And in our main event, Heather Monroe and Halston Boddy won the biggest match in women's division history.
It's not a victory without some confetti. Let the party begin. And the Bad Bishinoku by the Killer Bay. The women's division is saved.
All that and so much more on the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Watch episode 91 in full at youtube.com/championship wrestling. Halston Boddy, congratulations, you guys did it.
Woo, I am popping that champagne and I'm wiping my brow. I live to speak another day.
Well, let's be honest, you guys were popping the champagne during training anyway. What a main event match. What a 500th episode. Oh my gosh, the live chat went absolutely crazy. We're going to talk all about it, but first, let's rewind back to the moment that you realized you were actually going to have to get inside the squared circle and compete, because you're not a professional wrestler.
Let's just say my heart dropped out of my chest, and this, as I said to Heather, I didn't sign up for that. So, of course, listen, I'm not a fearful person, but when things are dropped on me like that, it is a little bit terrifying, and especially when Ruby Ray's, I mean, Listen, CeCe Chanel, all of them, I am not in a position to take on competitors of their stature. And so the notion of, I mean, I'll be honest, I have to just say it out loud. I did update my will. I mean, let's just
Well, CeCe
call my
Chanel,
notary and everything.
CeCe Chanel is a trained kickboxer. She still trains in kickboxing to this very day. And I was going to say, man, Ruby Reyes is the hired assassin, the equal opportunity assassin, if you will. So they were out, set for one thing and one thing only, and that is to beat you and Heather Monroe and prevent the sanctioning of the United Wrestling Network's Women's Championship. They stacked the deck against you. You guys, not only did you pull off the victory, but you two looked awesome doing it, matching tag team gear.
Well, let's put it out there. We always look awesome, but at the end of the day, Ruby, I don't know how much money Nico Marquez put in Ruby Reyes' lap, and we can clearly tell CeCe is not in a good place under what we call a contract with Nico. So, I mean, it was, for lack of a better word, a crapshoot. I didn't know where it was going to go. And the fact that Heather had to train me and push me and motivate me. I mean, this is why I'm with the Queen of Hollywood.
We are talking to Halston Boddy right here on the Championship Wrestling Podcast. I asked Heather this just last week. What was it like training? And I know you guys had fun behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff, but literally having to get into the ring, there was some effort that was put in there, because it not only was the main event of episode 500, but this was billed as the biggest match in women's division history. And for you to have your first match, I'm assuming, right there. Wow.
Yeah, the pressure was on, to say the least, mixed with my biggest fear was disappointing Heather and losing for her, because the only reason I did it and the only reason I'm doing it is for Heather. So of course, that was the biggest pressure cloud hanging over my head, was the fact that I could be the reason and the cause for all of this to fall apart. Ooh,
First of all,
that's a lot.
I'm really sorry, Halston, if you hear that in the background. Somebody's really trying hard to get in touch with me, but I'll get in touch with them later. But anyways, in the live chat, you were in the live chat watching this as it happened, and your heart seriously just has to be so full with the response that the live chat, we had our biggest crowd yet live chatting with us during this episode. And the minute that you accidentally tagged yourself in, everybody had your back. They were wanting to see you get after it, man. And then when you tagged in on purpose and actually got physical with Ruby, the whole time it seemed like the crowd they just had your back the whole time. What did that feel like?
It was quite refreshing, to be honest. I've been called many names in my past. I've had people throw things at me. Listen, we have not made a lot of friends in my early parts of my career, so to speak. However, the notion that I have some backing and people are actually believing in the Heather and Halston combination is really heartwarming, especially around the holidays.
Absolutely. Well, when you were tagged in and you put Ruby Reyes on her butt and then got the pinfall, a near 3 count, that first time, everybody was going crazy. What's going through your mind? Take us inside the squared circle for that.
I will say it was probably just of a big of a shock to me as it was to everyone in the room. I realistically didn't have a move set or a plan in action other than to just swing and punch and move and push. And apparently the one giant ab that I have is clearly my power sword, and that's my new move now, clearly, is the belly bounce. So I'll just put that in the bag of holding for me to use later, and you never know where it may come in handy.
You are too funny. And of course, in pure Halston Boddy and Heather Monroe fashion, glitter and confetti had to be involved in the finish of this match.
I have weapons where people don't even realize, and there's more to come. It's not just, it's the confetti is always for a celebration, but you never know when you need a pocket full of inspiration to throw at somebody to distract them. And clearly, Ruby Ray's, and not only Ruby Ray's, but Jamie Iovine did not see that coming, which is why I am successful, because I absolutely use my brain and not just whatever brawn I have to try and make things a success for Heather.
And I have to ask you before I let you go, this nickname, the Lethal Accessory. How about that? They were calling you the Lethal Accessory during this match.
Oh, well, again, I've been called worse. And as long as whatever they want to call me, as long as they call me, darling, I mean, I'll take that.
Heck of a match. You guys delivered. The expectations were huge, but you guys literally over-delivered on that match. I think everybody loved it. You saw the live reaction there in the chat. Also, all over Twitter, our phones have been blowing up. But Saturday, Heather Monroe, Halston Boddy, you guys got it done, and we will sanction the first ever women's division championship. Any thoughts who might carry that title first?
I mean, the answer is clear. However, I am very excited to go diamond and jewelry and ruby shopping, not Ruby Ray's, but ruby shopping for the gorgeous belt that I have been designing, and I am excited for that to happen. I am more excited to watch Nico Marquez and Jamie Iovine eat. I hope they save some room on their plates from the holiday season so they can eat the crow that they're going to eat, because I mean, let's just it has to be said, darling, if you're going to put challenges in front of me, and especially on the shoulders of Heather Monroe, be careful what you wish for. I'm so glad Jamie Iovine decided that he wanted to hitch his wagon onto a losing battle, but here we are.
We got to end it this way. You did it! You did it! You did it!
Whew. If there's ever a better way to end 2020 on a high note, this is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Halston Boddy, thanks so much.
Much love, darling.
Look out! Here's what's coming up for Championship Wrestling.
Time to talk about what to look out for here at Championship Wrestling, presented by Pro Shingle. And I'm going to have to just turn my phone off. That's all there is to it. Mark your calendar for our first event of 2021. Wrestling Trivia returns to Sidecar Cafe on Monday, January 4th at 7 p.m.
Don't forget, it's free to play.
It's free to play.
And if you register now at championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, you'll get a free appetizer.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're taking it a little too far. This week, be on lookout for our YouTube exclusive year-end review featuring the top matches and moments of 2020. And be sure to subscribe to our official YouTube channel and turn notifications on. All right, guys, I've never actually done this before, but some of these missed calls and text messages lead me to believe that I really need to take this, and I want to take it on the air. So hold on one second. Hello?
Mr. Starr, you're a hard man to get a hold of.
Well, not really. We're in the middle of the Championship Wrestling podcast. Who is this?
I think you already know who this is. And, if I were anyone else, you would have taken this call a long time ago. In fact, you would have been the one to reach out to me if I were anyone except who I actually am. Now, who am I, Mr. Starr?
Is this Jack Banning?
Absolutely it is. And here I am finally on the Championship Wrestling Podcast. Although you didn't call me, I had to call you. The disrespect does not seem to cease with Championship Wrestling, does it?
Well, I'm actually really glad that you called, because we all want to know why. Why did you target Jordan Clearwater on the 500th episode? I mean, Saturday, out of nowhere, after all these videos, what is going on? Why?
Oh, it was just too perfect, Dustin. You see, Jordan Clearwater gets handed absolutely everything that he wants.
Oh, come on.
When someone like me, he gets left on the sidelines, and I have to sit back and I have to suffer and I have to starve and I have to watch people like Jordan Clearwater get handed championship match opportunities, get handed those titles with shady victories, and everyone still just congratulates him and lifts him up on their shoulders, and the red carpet gets rolled out for him, and it's always been him. He's the chosen one. He's the golden boy. When is it going to be my turn?
That is not true. That is not true. Jordan Clearwater has won match after match after match. He earned the opportunity for the Heritage Championship. He won the Heritage Championship. He wasn't handed anything, but you took it away for no good reason other than, it sounds like, just shooting you straight, it kind of sounds like jealousy.
Yeah. Jealousy. I've been told that a lot. I've been told that my motives are jealousy and hatred, when really people just don't see things for the way that they actually are. You only see things that are in front of the camera. We could say that Jordan Clearwater actually earned those opportunities and actually won those matches. What you don't see is all of the privilege that came behind it, all of the doors that were held open for him with a smile. Those same doors were slammed in my face. You never ever get to see someone get provoked. What you only see is the retaliation, and that's what I'm getting judged for right now, is the retaliation. No one ever saw me get spit on. No one ever saw me get passed by. No one cared. All the details will come to light sooner than later. You just sit back and you wait, and you keep your mouth shut, and you keep your eyes and your ears open.
Hello? Did he just hang up?
Thanks for listening to the Championship Wrestling Podcast.
Wow, absolutely incredible. And the story that Jack Banning wants to tell you all about, it's going to play out on our official YouTube channel starting this afternoon. It's called Quarantine Jack Banning, and it's going to premiere today on this YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Championship Wrestling. Let me regroup here for just a second. Don't miss part 2 of our Blockbuster Spectacular coming up this Saturday. And I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm actually boiling right now at what just happened. But the matches for Saturday, part 2 of our Blockbuster Spectacular, Will Allday will defend the Reality of Wrestling Texas Championship against E.J. Sparks, and boy, are you in for a treat. 2 of the very best, most talented athletes in our league square off with a championship on the line. Also, speaking of championships on the line, the Bodega, Danny Limelight, and Papo Esco defend their World United Tag Team titles against 4 Minutes of Heat. And in our main event, it's All Out War. Saturday at noon, join us for Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. Ray Rosas and SoCal Distancing go to war. Saturday at noon on CW30 Memphis. Plus, we have a special feature that die-hard United Wrestling Network fans will absolutely love. And thank you so much for joining me today. And thanks and congratulations once again to my guest, Halston Boddy. And also, once again, I'd like to apologize for the phone distraction and Jack Banning. Remember, be sure to subscribe to our official YouTube channel right now, youtube.com/Championship Wrestling, because later today it's the premiere of Quarantine, Jack Banning. And hopefully, just hopefully, we'll get some of the answers to the questions about why he did what he did to Jordan Clearwater on Saturday. And stay up to date and informed on everything Championship Wrestling by following us on social media at CW30 Wrestling. I hope to see you Saturday for part 2 of our Blockbuster Spectacular. The card is absolutely loaded. And then later this week, catch us on our year-end review, our YouTube exclusive, the best matches and moments from 2020. Until then, I am Dustin Starr, saying be safe this new year. Don't do anything dumb. And so long, everybody.